This is Josiah Plays Sunless Sea. Alright, we're at the Chelonut. We've just bought a ton of Stygian ivory. And we're about to go down to King Eater's castle. What did you just link, Jen? So we're heading down. Oh, I could stop at Estival and do some, get some free stuff, clear some terror. What is the lightning tree? Oh, the anthology Rogues. That's where the Bass story is, right? Yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Alright, let's, while we're here... clear some terror. And then get some supplies. Save scum this. Oh, the lightning tree is the Bass story. Got it. But it doesn't have anything to do with the thing in the Wise Man's Fear where he, like, strikes the tree with lightning. It's completely unrelated to that, I assume. Okay, so, gather supplies. Yes, I got 10 supplies. I'll take them. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Estival, for hooking me up. Alright, let's just save one more time before we leave. I've never read any Dresden Files at all. Don't know anything about Dresden Files, other than the fact that he's a detective and a wizard. That's pretty much, that's the extent of my Dresden Files knowledge. That sounds good, actually. I like Bast. I like Bast. He's got that whole roguish thing going on for him, which appeals to me. Finally gonna finish this quest up. King Eater's castle, with the underwater statues and everything. Pennington. Alright, here we are. Echoes stalk you through the colonnades. Let's see what happens here. Construct the Fulgent Impeller. Dresden Files are basically the old noir formula, but with magic. That sounds pretty cool, actually. Under directions from the mechanic, your crew pieced the slabs of black ivory together, as the ancients were said to assemble stone walls without mortar. Sometimes they must saw a piece in half, or abrade its sides to make it fit, but the work proceeds with surprising speed. The impeller begins to take shape, a squat, heavy-shouldered shape, like a scarecrow built to resemble an engine. I don't really understand how we're building an engine out of ivory, exactly, but, you know, we'll roll with it. I don't think this is engineering anymore. The The mechanic confides. Possibly it's witchcraft, but I don't really mind. He rubs his hands. Alright, and we have all the things. Element of Dawn, Stygian Ivory, Mechanic Secret, Unsettling Sage, Sapphires, materials for the impeller, and 5 crew. Let us do this. Boom. Wow. Destiny's Engine. Not to be confused with Destiny's Child. Now the mechanic wraps ivory segments with wire and scalds them with acid. He stains them with blood. We'll need some of yours too, he says apologetically. You're the captain. He studs the bones with sapphires. He has the sailors bring up his last 2 custom-made components, an assemblage of copper tubes, in which he places the element of dawn, and a steel capsule the size of a barrel, which he has the sailors lock into the impeller's black bone core. Almost ready, he affirms. It just needs a spark and a heart. He looks to the unsettling sage. Yes, I know, the sage says, a little sadly. The heart is Destiny's engine. He climbs into the capsule at the impeller's heart and locks the framework into place behind him. The mechanic strikes the tubes which contain the element, and it spits forth a sizzle of rosy light. The ivory blazes instantly with energy. The capsule, instantly incandescent with heat, seals shut forever. With a ticking sound, it slowly begins to cool. It's kind of fucked up that we basically just sacrificed this sage to power our engine. But, it's what he wanted. It's what he wanted, it's fine. The impeller stands radiant and whole before you, a jigsaw of heatlessly blazing ivory with a martyr at its core. What a relief, the mechanic says. I wasn't entirely sure that would work. He claps you on the shoulder. My work is done. Thank you. Thank you. Gained another Searing Enigma, that's nice. At the end of the game, after I'm done needing Searing Enigmas, suddenly I get them all the time. That's great. I do lose a lot of my crew in questionable ways. That is what this game's out. Well, you understand, you can eat your crew in this game. You can eat your crew, and I am proud to say that I have never eaten a member of my crew yet. I like how I said yet. You've learned that the mechanic stole a secret from the dreams of the stone pigs. Lost that. Lost that, lost that, lost that. I now have the Fulgent Impeller. These are the forces that drive the bazaar. The impeller runs very, very hot. And I believe I can equip that right to my ship. Plus 50% fuel efficiency. Oh, that's good. Plus 50% fuel efficiency. Engine power plus 5,000 instead of 3,500. And 5 iron and 5 mirrors. Man, that engine is fucking godlike. Let's just replace my engine real quick. Yep. Fulgent Impeller. Fulgent Impeller hype. Aren't you a little bit of a cannibal? Yeah, I am a little bit of a cannibal. I had to become a little bit of a cannibal so that I could poison those other cannibals. See, basically, I wanted to poison all the cannibals, but in order to poison all the cannibals, I had to join in their feast and, like, make it look legit by eating some of their, whatever, human meat feast or whatever. So I had to become a little bit of a cannibal so that I could join in their feast so that I could poison them all to death. So to become a little bit of a cannibal, I had to go to this place called the Chapel of Lights, where they're like it's like a cannibal church, where they have, like, religious services that involve eating people. And I had to go to one of their services and eat. It was basically like I took a little bit of cannibal communion, you know, like just one little human flesh wafer on the tongue, basically, just one little bit, you know. I just had to, like, literally eat the body of Christ, the actual body, and then become a little bit of a cannibal so that I could poison all those cannibals. So, you know, it was all for a good cause, so that the monkeys could steal all of their supplies to take on their Zeppelin. Cannibal Communion. That sounds like a name of, like, a band or something. You have an option here. You have some... See, here we go. Eat your crew. Do not do this, it says. This will destroy all your crew and any human or near-human officers. The struggle will wound or even kill you. I love how you have the option to just straight up eat your crew right here. Report, I'll take that. You also have your option to lose your mind here. Also says, do not do this, which is pretty hilarious. Alright, so I'm done with that quest, so that means all I need to do is go get a couple sapphires for the modiste, and I can have her build her two, It won't let me eat them because I don't have enough iron. You need 150 iron stat, and I only have 82, and I have absolutely no way of getting it to 150, so I can't do this. I could try lose your mind. I mean, I might as well do it in a game, after having done it in real life. It is kind of fun, at the time. The aftermath is not fun. They'll put up too much of a fight, yeah. Let's find out what happens if I lose my mind. I'll reload my save after this. Offer your thoughts at the altar. Falling castles. A dead wind which blew from the north. A hungry sun rode the wind. It made of memories a castle. There are mirrors in the ice. Oh, this is talking about Frostbound again, where we just were. 1,000 doors and none. The end of the chain is horizon's beginning. Horizon's beginning. Your throat is bleeding. Sounds like kind of like something you'd hear at the poetry jam when that one really weird creepy guy gets up and does his poetry. You know who that one weird creepy guy is. Okay, yeah, and that just gives you maxed out terror, which obviously I don't want, because then bad things happen when your terror is maxed out. Like your crew fucking goes revolt crazy and everybody dies and you die and bad things occur. So, we're going to not do that. Alright, we're done here. We're done here. So now that we've done that, all that's left to do, essentially, is the things for the modiste real quick. And then I have 3 places that I want to go to explore with candles. Godfall, Savior's Rocks, and Mangrove College. So I need to go buy a fuck ton of candles somewhere. I guess I'll go to London for that. And yeah, so let's go first and get the stuff. Oh, and I have to go turn in that one quest in Adam's Way, because I found the doppelganger, or whatever it was called, in Port Carnelian. The snuffer, they called it, which was essentially just a doppelganger. And I have to go back and maybe he might even have another quest for me. I'm not sure. So I have to go to Adam's Way to talk to him. I ruined Varkas. I already wrecked that fucking place. Oops. These things happen. Wow, I almost crashed into that fucking thumb right there. Alright. My favorite author of all time, not specific to fantasy, is probably Herman Hesse. I think Siddhartha is probably my favorite book. Or at least it's tied. Or at least I'm tied with Dostoevsky. He's like one of my other very, very favorite authors. We're not going to go to Varkas, actually. We're not. Not much left to do, but go north. Oh man, now I'm going to have to fucking skirt around Blue Prophets and everything. What a pain in my ass. I don't know what the Screwfly solution is. It sounds like the Screw Tape Letters by C.S. Lewis, but I imagine it's probably nothing like that. I did like C.S. Lewis quite a bit when I was younger. I don't know if I'd exactly call him... I know, I'd say he still ranks among my favorite authors. Even though I'm not particularly Christian, and most of his books are particularly Christian in orientation, I still think he's one of my favorite authors, probably. See, I would say that Orson Scott Card is one of my favorite authors also, but I hate to say that because I so disagree with the man in terms of his politics and his feelings on homosexuality in particular are troublesome to me. And yet, I have read a lot of his books and really, really liked them, so... Alright, so while we're here, we're going to offer our recent news. We're going to go in and we're going to... Wait, how do I... Did I already do it? Let's let the hours go by. Where is he? Won a million awards. That is a lot of awards. Wow, that sounds like it's something that should be read. Maybe I can't come talk to this guy anymore. Is it possible that I already did it and I just don't remember? Because there's definitely no option. Let me check my, my journal here. No, look, I did do it. The avuncular broker's a little problem. You completed the broker's commission as instructed. And this is where he was, right? He was here in Adam's Way. I don't know what to do with this. I was supposed to come back here and talk to him. But where is he? Where is he? Hold on. Consulting the wiki. Avuncular is such a great word. It means like an uncle. Like, what a strange word to even exist. It's very specific. The avuncular broker. I don't know how to continue this quest. After you hunt the snuffer, you go, you're successful. You completed the broker's commission as instructed. I escorted the diplomat, the hands-on diplomat to the embassy. I did that. And now I've come back. And maybe there is no completion. Maybe there is no talking to him afterwards. Maybe it's done. When I escorted her there and finished the mission, I guess it's just done. Although it's still showing up under my objectives, though. Of course, other things that I've finished are showing up under my objectives as well. Like the Wistful Devil, that's done. This is done. And those are still showing. This is done too. So I guess it's done. Okay. Well, there you go. It's finished. There is no part 3 to that quest line. There was only 2 parts, and now it's done. Okay. At that point, I need to go to Port Carnelian and get some sapphires so that I can proceed with the Heartless Modiste's business. I also like Terry Goodkind. Terry Goodkind's series is one of my favorites as well. Go around this fog. Let's avoid those things. Here's Port Carnelian. And we will... Well, we'll get the port report, I guess. And I don't really think I'm going to do anything else special here. I don't care about my spy network here anymore. I'm basically done, so... let's get some sapphires. I need a couple of them. Now I think I can do all the things with her that I haven't done yet. I've heard of that. I've heard that book mentioned so many times, or that series mentioned so many times, and I've never read it, but it's supposedly really good. I've heard of Joe Abercrombie, too. Have you guys read, the Black Company books by, is it Glenn Cook? Is that his name? Those are pretty good, too. Alright, so I've already done the new dress uniform with the feather. Now I need a set of fine clothes and some protective armor as well. And hopefully, those, if I do these two things, it will unlock the next part of her story. I like grimdark stuff. Grimdark is cool. Alright, so we'll commission a set of fine clothes. This year's fashion? I think we can do better than that. Appropriate for any occasion, the modiste's hands grip the creature's gelatinous mass, squeezing out every drop of ink into a waiting bowl. It is not merely black, the classic black of style and class, but the deep Pelagian that is blackness beyond the reach of light. This will be an outfit the envy of any in London society, once the fish smell is faded. Should it be cufflinks or earrings? The modiste inquires, toying with the scintillac in the light. Oh, I know. Choosing is such sweet torture, is it not? So I've lost all this stuff, and I've gained 1 hearts. And I've gained some more learning about the modiste, which is basically the important thing here. Oh, look! Now I can't do the other one. Interesting. So maybe I only needed to do 2 out of the 3. At first I thought I only needed to do 1, but when I do 1, nothing advanced. Now I've done 2, and all of a sudden we've advanced to a new thing here, and I don't need to do the 3rd one. Well, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have bothered to get all this stuff that I bothered to get for the 3rd one. Fish clothes are so hot right now, I just got my Gillifleur cloak. Oh yeah, fish clothes are all the rage. Check in on the modiste. She has been in a foul mood since she finished her last commission. Creative indifferences. Dresses hang in ribbons on makeshift dummies. Rags lie at the modiste's feet. No, this will not do, she hisses, slicing her latest creation. Mundane, uninspired, unfit even for dusters. She pauses, sensing your presence. In an instant, her smile is back on. She tucks a loose strand of hair back into position. Ah, Captain. A pleasure, as always. I fear you find me in something of a creative temper. Would you perhaps indulge my little hobby? I have long fancied a little polythreme elan in my designs. Immortal fashion, ha! So now she wants to go to polythreme? Is that what I'm getting here? I guess so. Does my journal say anything about this? Getting to know... learning about... Doesn't say anything specifically about going to polythreme, but... that seems to be the only... We've already done the knife and candle game with her. I guess I'm going to polythreme. It's kind of a long fucking trip. I didn't even need to come to Port Carnelian because I didn't even need the sapphires. But, you know, who knew? Who knew? That's how this game is, really. So after we finish the modiste's little quest, We're going to go... There's 3 places where we can explore on 3 different islands that we need a lot of candles for. We're going to get a shit ton of candles, and we're going to go to Godfather, Savior's Rocks, and Mangrove College and explore all the dark candle places. And then after that, we're done. We're going to check out the 2 different endings, because I've already beaten the game twice. I've already completed 2 of the win conditions. I just didn't actually click the final button to basically end things. We've already got the Song of the Z. It's right here. It's done. It's equipped. Song of the Z. Boom. Plus 10 to all stats. And we've already finished everything we need to finish on Estival to make our kingdom. We just need to go there and actually finalize it. So those are the 2 things we're going to do to check out the way it ends 2 different ways. And then this playthrough is going to be over. But, you fear for the clothes colonies under her knife? Just reread a newer fantasy book called Uprooted. So good. I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that one. I haven't read any new fantasy books in forever. The last new fantasy book I read was Wise Man's Fear by Rothfuss. And that was quite a while ago now. All the way... Man, Polythreme is far. I just don't do that much reading anymore. I have a hard time concentrating. You could put your new impeller engine on a little steam launch and putt around. Oh, to go really fast, you're saying? I refuse to give up this ship. I love this ship. It seems like I'm going pretty fast. It seems like I used to go way slower than this. Back in the beginning, before I got a good engine. Feels like I'm going pretty fast. No. Rat barge. Oh, I wouldn't want to kill rat barge. I like the rats. Don't make me back that aft up. The Finknottle Vortex. It's my favorite vortex. The Antonine Abyss. Here's Polythreme. Commingle. Obey. Endure. And enduring grows strong. Through the teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger. Just randomly quoting Planescape Torment for no reason. Because there's always a reason to quote Planescape Torment. Alright, let's, while I'm here, let's go ahead and get the port report, and here we go. Hunt clothes colonies with the Modiste. Their abundance of life offers many artistic possibilities. Wait a minute. Isn't this like something kind of cruel and evil? Because aren't the clothes all alive here? So she's just going to be like chopping up living things? That's kind of what Ragabresh was saying earlier, I think. Oh well. A thinness of resolve. The Modiste stalks her prey past chittering rocks and wailing pools. Living shirts, walking trousers, a lonely left shoe seeking a partner. All immediately rip and tear at even her exploratory cuts and stitches, their strange zest gone like the popping of a soap bubble. Wow, this seems kind of cruel. "This will not do," she declares, discarding another reject. "Clearly I must petition the king. If it is in his power to animate these miserable rags, he can certainly do a better job. Excuse me, Captain, I shall return presently." I gained 10 Z stories. That would have been nice before when I needed tons of Z stories. Now, not so much. Alright, so she's on a mission. Let's talk to her again. Check in on the modiste. Her audience with the king with 100 hearts did not go well. Tension relief. The modiste is face down on her bunk, but that doesn't prevent her from berating the unlucky crewman pressed into massaging the knots from her back. "The king is a vulgarian of the worst flavor," she announces. "I bring him the once-in-a-lifetime chance for cultural immortality, and all he can think of is payment. What is—" "Stop! Enough of this incompetent finger play! Get out of my sight before I write down your name!" She sits up, scowling. He wants the pirate poet. Of course he does. Not unfinished, but not obeying her clay? Such an anomaly, the poor little pebble. This may be difficult. She was a dear friend once. She knows better than to let me use that against her. Oh, shit is getting dramatic now. Pirate poet is being hunted. Modiste hunts an old friend. Alright, hunting the pirate poet. The modiste has a plan. Sending a challenge. Yes, she was part of our set for a while. Such a naive little thing. Most squeamish in matters of the art. The modiste paces around, lost in thought. She will be difficult to track down. Unless... She turns back, triumphant. "Captain, to London! There is an Ushabti in the Museum of Mistakes that will greatly ease our search." What the fuck is that? "I shall explain everything on arrival." The rest of this story requires the Pirate Poet DLC. What? That's not even a thing, is it? With it, the Ushabti will let you summon the Pirate Poet's Alcaeus-class vessel to you. You may also find her while sailing on the wide Unterzee. Oh, I guess we're done. I don't even think that DLC is even out. I haven't heard of it. I haven't seen anything about an option to buy any DLCs for this. I guess we're done with her quest then. Well, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. You're doing a quest and all of a sudden, lol, need the DLC to continue. That's kind of weak. Kind of weak. Alright, well. And Ushabti is a figurine. I've never even heard that word before. It sounds like maybe it's of some sort of African origin. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, well, what now? I guess I'll go back to London. Yeah, it says DLC rather than a future update. Which is interesting. I feel like I've been trolled. We'll just go back to London. We'll turn in port reports, we'll refit ourselves with a little bit of fuel and supplies, and we will, buy a bunch of candles. A bunch of candles. So many candles. Way more than 16 candles. Egyptian, used in burials, you think? Huh. Looks like a face right there. Don't look. That event's popped up a bunch of times. That would mean second city? Yeah, I don't really know which city is which as far as the whole Fallen Cities thing. Like, the whole background lore to this, it seems like it's really difficult to suss out, because everything is just hinted at in different places and you don't really know what they're talking about. It's fairly inscrutable. I guess unless you're very specifically trying to piece it all together. Don't even fucking think about it. Don't even think about it. You look like you're thinking about it. Did you really just ram me? Did you just ram me, bro? Are you thinking about it? Because, oh no. Oh, nah. I'm about to back that aft up. Oh, you want to shoot flares? Let's shoot flares. That sounds fun. You're not really hurting me that much. Did you know that, other ship? Nice shot. Good shot, buddy. I told you not to think about it. Did I not warn you, Alcaeus class Corvette? Did I not fucking warn you? What would happen? I'm gonna scuttle your ship. I'm gonna take your cache of curiosities. I'm gonna take a page from the journal. On the day we saw the pillars of Irem, they are not what I expected. Irem is the place one does not expect. That is, its nature. You have seen it in your dreams. Yes, you, who found this page long after my death. I knew when I wrote these words that you would read them one day. Irem taught me this, and now Irem's lesson is all that remains of me. Irem is pretty weird. Alright. Still got the moral victory when he booped you? I mean, I did take a lot of damage there, in fairness. I did take a lot of damage. But it's not really about how much damage you take, it's about how much damage the other guy takes. Alright, here we go. Going back to London. We'll clear our terror, or most of it, and we will load up on tons of candles. And then we'll go darkness exploring in the 3 places that we need to go for that. Revenue man, I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing. Alright. We're doing fine on money still. I mean, we've got a lot less money than we used to have. I was over 25k at one point, but I've been spending rather liberally lately. But I'm not worried about it, because we are really almost done with the game. So, you can have moves in the great game, why not? Palmerston, Cecil, Polythreme, Carnelian, Frostfound, Chelinet, Irem, King Eaters. Anything else they need? Okay. Frostfound. I don't think we're ever going back to Frostfound. Alright, I think at this point we are good to go read the papers, spend time with the family, enjoy their company, lose some terror. I don't need any more crew. I don't really need to repair my hull. So let's talk about What do I have in my hold that I can sell that's just taking up space at this point? This extra Stygian ivory is just taking up space. These sapphires are just taking up space. This linen is just taking up space. I'm not going to use any of those for anything. Alright, so I need a lot of candles and a decent amount of fuel and supplies here. Let's get, like... I don't know how many candles I'm actually going to need. $45 should be enough, I would think. I would think 45, that'd be 15 candles per place. 15 candles per place should be plenty. And it says to bring a lot of candles. I don't know what it means by a lot. Just to be safe, I'll buy 5 more. And a little bit more supplies. And max out on fuel, and we're done. Alright, what we're going to do is just port sit for a second, just to clear a little bit more terror. And then we'll set off on our journey of discovery. First stop, Mangrove College. We're now done with all of the officer quests, except for the one that we're not going to do. We're done with all the other quest lines and storylines that I can find in all the ports everywhere in the game, and we've completed 2 of the win conditions. So we just have 3 places to explore, and we're done with this game. Quite a few hours I've put in on it. Over 80 now. Okay. Lodgings. Time with family. Alright, good. Now it tears down to 12. I can live with that. I can live with 12. Alright, let's get out of here. Zoom, zoom, zoom. First stop, Mangrove College, down here. I don't even think I'm going to stop anywhere along the way. I don't need port reports. I don't need any other little miscellaneous junk that I could pick up in any of the places. I think I can just go straight. I might stop at Pig Mode, actually, for the feast. The free feast or whatever. Because that's terror reduction and some free supplies, I think. So that's probably worth stopping for. Nope, ain't got time for you. Ship seems to be moving pretty quickly. So at this point I've played like almost 81 hours, I think. All on one captain. Banquet in your honor. I mean, while I'm here, I'll grab a port report just because there's no reason not to. Alright, let's go to the Mangrove College. Where mangroves go to get an education. Got an advanced degree in mangrove studies. Y'all ever play any of the old Escape Velocity games by Ambrosia Software? This game reminds you of them. No, Ragged Brash, I've never even heard of those games. This game doesn't remind me of anything. I've never played any game like this game. I don't even know how to define this game. This game is super weird. Has great writing, though. Great writing. That's really the whole reason I'm playing it. It's for the stories. I'll certainly never play it again, though. I can say that. This is not a game I will replay. I'm done. Whoa! Have I ever seen that thing before? A blue one? I don't remember seeing a blue one before. I just crashed into the dock, as I always seem to do. Alright, well, whatever. Alright. Into the wisp ways. Take plenty of candles. Well, I have 50 candles, so I hope that counts as plenty. Report while I'm here. Eat, drink, and be merry while I'm here. Alright, let's manually save one more time. And now we will go into the wisp ways. The swamps around the village are full of mud, crocodiles, and vegetable treasures, including the notorious parasite called solace fruit. The fogs and spreading branches occlude all light. Raise your lanterns high. You can leave at any time, but if you get in far enough, you'll generally find something interesting. Shrieks and chitters. Lost a candle. Lost the supplies. Ooh, here we are, in the swamp. The wisp ways. Narrow waterways and quaggy paths. Quaggy, there's a legitimate word. Marsh lights and mud. Now and then, parasynthetic mosses like shaggy curtains. Now and then, a questing tentacle. Each event will take you further into the swamp. Go deep enough and you'll find something interesting. 3 skeletons on a hummock. They sprawl companionably around a long dead fire, as if they simply couldn't be bothered to get up. Skirting round. Nothing remains of their clothes or possessions. They've been long robbed of their purses as well as their flesh. Each carries under only a sardonic grin and a robe of creepers. It's interesting that that lowers my terror, finding these skeletons. I guess they were just such jolly, relaxed-looking skeletons that I became unscared. You're buying books? Nice. Buying books is fun. I love books. Like I said, I haven't done much reading lately in the last... When I say lately, I don't know if I mean the same thing that other people mean when they say lately. When I say lately, I mean the last 10 years. In the last... And I can't believe it's been that long, but it's been 10 years since I got out of prison the second time. And that's what I define as lately. So in the last 10 years, I haven't done that much reading. But I love books, though. I love books. I've often dreamed of, like, living in a library. Like, if I could live anywhere, I would want to live in a library. And just be surrounded by books all the time. That'd be so cool. You guys should read the Broken Earth series. I've never heard of the Broken Earth series. Alright, here we go. Darkness between the trees. Come closer. The wind says in the branches, here is peace. There is peace. In the dappled gray and black, nothing threatens you. You've lost another candle. Swags of hanging fungus. A calamity of ants. Shining bodies burst from the pitcher plants around you. A thick mat of ants swarms in ambush. Flee! Uh-oh. An ant ambush doesn't sound good. Bet you get hideaway nights in Powell's City of Books in Portland. There's no way they check all the rooms. Is it a pretty huge bookstore? I think I've heard of it, Powell's. Veil's quality gives you a 64% chance of success. Boom. I succeeded. Away. You leap and dash. You slap the horrid things from your calves. You suck bitten fingers and stare around, panting. You're out of danger. Fat white mosquitoes. Gross. It's a full city block, all bought up and connected. That sounds awesome. Oh my god, I'd love to go there. I've been to Portland before. It's been a long time. A really long time. But I never went to Powell's City of Books. That sounds cool. The problem with bookstores, though, is I never have really that much money. I'm pretty poor. Actually, I'm super poor. But, well, I mean, by American standards, not by world standards, obviously. By world standards, I'm rich as fuck. By American standards, I'm super poor. So I go to bookstores and it's really depressing because there's like tons and tons of books I want and I can't afford to buy them. Libraries, on the other hand, you go to a library and you can take all the books you want, or maybe not all the books you want, but you can take plenty of books and you don't have to pay for them. Lost, but I haven't been in a library in a long time. Anyway, moving on. I got away from the ambush of ants. Follow gliding lights. A knot of 7 wisps weaves ahead, beckoning you to follow. 7 is lucky, a sailor mutters. Except when it's unlucky 7. Well, that's helpful. Or I can ignore the lights. You have your candles. Wisps are uncertain. You know, I'm feeling adventurous. It is called the Wisp Ways. You can't really make a decent TripAdvisor review of the Wisp Ways unless you actually follow the wisps, right? So, let's follow some wisps, even though in legend and lore, that's a disastrously bad idea, because wisps are supposed to always lead you to your doom or something. But, whatevs. Let's do it. Byways. The light from the wisps touches glistening tree bark. Beetles in motionless glossy clumps. Bracket fungus, yellow as parchment. The eyes of marsh rats. And here, a path. Sulphurous stirrings. I found an abandoned fort. A half-fallen fortress of basalt blocks on a low hill. The creatures of the swamp have stayed clear. There is insufficient mud, perhaps. Okay. Let's see what's in the abandoned fort. A respite. Wow, my terror just keeps going down. See, I thought my terror was going to keep going up as I went into this place, but it just keeps going down, which is kind of nice and unexpected. A respite. You mount a guard on the walls. Build a fire of stinking peat. Upend your boots to evict sulky tadpoles. Gotta hate when you got tadpoles in your boots. The swamps around you resound with sobbing whoops and screeching creaks, but nothing shows itself. Time passes. Dun dun dun. An abandoned fort. A respite. Wait. Oh, here's something new. An arbifaction. Limbs twined with vines, flesh already lignifying into dark wood. The corpse's mouth hung open. Where its face dissolved into the bark, its expression was still visible. Wow. That sounds pretty grim. Rapture. Alright, good night, Jen. Thanks for coming by and chatting as always. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. See you later. Rapture. Rapture. Whatever had happened to this poor soul, whoever they had been, they had welcomed their end. Solace fruit hung in parasitic clusters from its woody torso. Had they occurred before or after the corpse's transformation? We found, too, a mask, one of those worn by the folk of Visage, a green and gold livery bird, one of the humble trapper caste. Oh, I remember Visage. I've been to Visage many a time. Worn some masks, had some fun. Gained a solace fruit, gained an outlandish artifact, and my navigating the swamps quality is gone. Oh, and I'm out. I'm done. That's the Wispways, apparently. Okay. Well, that was a little bit shorter than I was expecting, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. So we will manually save again, and then we will head on to the next stop, which is going to be Savior's Rocks, I think, or Godfall. One of those two. I guess it'll be... I think I'll go to Godfall next, and then Savior's Rocks. I'll save Savior's Rocks for the end. Godfall will be our next stop then. But that's going to be in our next episode. It's going to do it for this one. Thank you for watching. This has been Josiah Plays Sunless Sea.